What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, Wealth Hacker Labs. I'm your gracious host, Jeff Rose, and we've got another economic stimulus check update. I know many of you are waiting very patiently, some of you impatiently, to get that $1,200 check, maybe more if you're married, filing joint, and if you have dependents that qualify. So yes, this check is almost on its way. And if you actually want to see the timeline on when this is going out, Forbes has this article here talking about how 60 million checks are going to be sent out the week of April 13th, which should be next week. So 60 million checks going out through direct deposit. After that, the week of May the 4th is when the IRS will start sending the paper stimulus checks. So that's why if you haven't done your tax return, if you've not put your direct deposit information with the IRS, you'll want to do that just to expedite that process. So after that week of May 4th of starting to send out those physical checks, each week thereafter, they're going to be sending out approximately 5 million paper checks each week. So that's why it's going to take a long time if you don't have that direct deposit set up. Now, here's the, I won't say $1 million question, but the $1,200 question, or maybe more, a larger dollar amount question, and that is Congress going to actually send out a second stimulus check? Now, initially I read something about this last week where there might be a possibility that they do this. And actually, here's a really good opinion article on MarketWatch talking about how Congress should send out a $1,200 check each and every month. And I know many of you watching this agree with that, because $1,200, yes, like that's going to be great. That's really going to help out this month or whenever you get that check. But the reality is that how things are shaping out, and with the US economy and your jobs and unemployment and just all the craziness that's going on, that $1,200 isn't going to last very long. So this is really just making the case of, should another check go out? And actually, this is making the case that a check should be going out, not just a second check, but potentially a second, third, and fourth check. So here's a really good article on Forbes talking about, if more coronavirus relief could be on the way, including a second round of stimulus checks. And one of the things I want to point out here is just talking about just that potential, and also just the ramifications of what's going on, and also what was the intent of this CARES Act. That's what the act is called, for this first stimulus check to go around. But it also just gives different examples of how Senator Marco Rubio, he basically said we need to pass another bill. It actually has a link, and I'll have all these once again in the show notes that you can check this out. But Rubio is expecting the Senate to pass at least one more coronavirus relief bill. Now the question is that bill going to include help for the consumer, or is it going to be just for the small business owner or the large corporation? So that is what this article is talking about here. And then also talking about Nancy Pelosi and how she has said, probably on numerous occasions, that this first check isn't enough. And I know her and the other pieces of Congress also agreed, this, we recognize this isn't enough. So this is another article on CNBC just talking about how she wants more small business loans, she wants direct payments and unemployment benefits. I mean, she wants more, and I'm sure other people do too. It's just the question of who's going to pay for it, and we know how that all works. We know how much debt the U.S. already has, and it's just just tack it on. And I don't have my money gun here. I'd be shooting money here, just talking about the U.S. just printing more money. But man, it's just a crazy time that we've never experienced. As a country, as consumers, as Americans, we need help. I hope y'all are doing everything you can, trying to just make ends meet, trying to make it work. Hope that there is something going to happen, and whether we can afford this or not, we can debate that another day. But there is a potential, there is a chance that a second check is on the way. We got people in Congress, including Pelosi. I know many, based on previous videos that I published, some of you love her, some of you hate her, and just it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. We all can agree that this is a very tough time for all parties involved, and we've got to get through this together. So once again, I have all these links in the show notes. Any more updates I have on this, I'll be sure to share them here on the Wealth Hacker channel. All right, so until next time, Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Peace.